What's up, you guys? What's up? What's up? Just checking my mic check, mic check. What's up? Welcome back to my channel, Sugar Salon TV. Thanks for joining me. As you can see, I'm not on the red sofa. I'm on a off-white bone colored sofa. Different color sofa. I'm out of town. My husband and I, we went to South Georgia just to take a little quick vacation. Actually 4 days, and then I'm back in the salon on Saturday. But just want to talk today about locks. I've been wanting to talk about locks for a while. Some people call them dreads. A lot of people don't like calling them dreads. I call them locks. So what are locks? Locks are just coiled up, kind of matted up, if you will, hair. And so as far as locks are concerned, how do you start locks? Are they easy to maintain? Is the upkeep easy? Is it a lot? Do you have to sit under the dryer a long time? Is there a negative connotation about locks? I'm going to be putting a lot of information in here. I've been wanting to do a video on locks, starter locks and locks. Right now I'm just going to talk about locks. I'm going to upload another video about starter locks. I'm out of town on vacation, so I'm going to be doing a lot of vlogging. So you're going to see some uploads. Today I'm going to do a couple of uploads on locks. This one is going to be about locks, and the next one is going to be about starter locks. Starter locks, how do you start the locks? So as I mentioned, locks, in my opinion, anytime you come on my channel again, welcome. It's Sugar Salon TV. I'm your licensed master stylist, M. Williams. Been in the industry over 30 years. You can look on my about page on here and you can read more about me. But I am a licensed hairstylist and do like a variety, a plethora of different services. But let's talk about locks. As I mentioned a second ago, locks are just when your hair is pretty much matted up and coiled up and it's locked up. And so pretty much lock means that, you really, if you try to take it loose after your hair locks up, if you try to take it loose, it's going to be a challenge. Now, some people, when they take their locks down, they cut them off and start all over. Some try to take them loose. But anyway, I'm just here to talk about locks right now. But are they easy to maintain? How do you start them? All of that other stuff. The starting the locks is going to be in the next video as mentioned, but is there a negative connotation? Are they easy to keep up? So let's start with just lock retwist. Okay, the lock retwist, this is for people who have already locked their hair up, because a lot of times I do have online booking, and so a lot of times new clients, they go online, they book with me for a shampoo and lock retwist. But then, I have on my online booking, you have to upload pictures. I really prefer that new clients do a consultation with me before they book online, because I need to see your hair, and all of that. But anyway, a lot of times new clients, they go online, they book with me for a shampoo lock retwist, and then the picture that they upload, when I see their hair, that's not locks. It's more like starter locks. So the hair has not locked up. So how long does it take the hair to lock up? It just depends. It depends on your hair texture. And it also depends on how you start the locks. There's so many different ways to start them, but I'm going to kind of explain that in the next video. But anyway, locks is when your hair is already locked up. So sometimes people seem to get it confused. They may have coils or they may have twists where they're trying to start their locks, but yet they will go online and book for a shampoo and lock retwist, but hair has not locked up yet. So anyway, with the locks, you come in, you get a shampoo, Usually I recommend a steam hydration. Some people may need a loc detox. And what's the loc detox all about? The loc detox is a great way to try to get some of those odors, some of whatever may be enlarged inside of the loc. Because one thing about locs, you guys, just to make it sound practical, I'm not meaning to sound negative or derogatory in any way about locs. The locs, if you will, they're kind of like a sponge. And so you know how you can have a sponge and you can spill something on the counter and you can take that sponge and you can sit it on top of that liquid that you spill and it can soak it right up. It'll soak that liquid right up. So that's pretty much how locs are. In my personal professional opinion, locs will soak up anything. They will soak up moisture, they will soak up odors, they will soak up lint, they will soak up pretty much anything. So it's pretty much, in my opinion, a good idea to get your locs probably detox maybe like every 90 days, every 3 to 4 months, something like that, because they do suck up things like dust, odors, and for me, in my opinion, I think locs, they can get mold and mildew in them. And the reason for that is because when you get your locs retwisted, it depends on the product that's being used by the hairstylist or by the loctician. It depends on that. You want to use natural products that your hair can absorb. It's okay to use some loc retwist gels. It just depends on the consistency of them. You also want to take care of the scalp, and to be honest, everything you use on the hair, as I mentioned, the loc is going to be like a sponge, so it's going to soak it all up. It's going to soak up everything. So that's why you want to be careful about what you use. So another thing too is like when a client come in for a shampoo and loc retwist, a lot of times, sometimes client don't want to sit under the dryer until the locs completely dry. Sometimes clients don't want to sit under the dryer till the locs dry. Now, if you don't allow the locs to completely dry, then what's going to happen, you're going to get mold in them, you're going to get mildew in them. And then once you get the mold and the mildew and the bacteria, it's going to cause odors. And so that's why a lot of times people may wonder, why does my loc have this odor to it? And then sometimes you can become immune to the odor. You may not even smell it anymore on your own locs. So what do you do about that? That's the purpose of the detox. And then essential oils are very great for the hair. Essential oils are great for the scalp. I have another video. I can put the link down below. Hopefully you guys will watch that. And it's talking all about different essential oils and how the different essential oils work for your hair. Like tea tree oils, lemongrass, lavender oil, peppermint oil, the different essential oils that's great for the hair. If you go to that video that I'm going to link down in the description box, I'm going to leave the link down below. If you click on that and watch that, it's going to give you a lot of information about essential oils, the different ones and how they work for you. Great also for people who wear locs. So if you don't let your hair dry, your locs dry, when you get your shampoo and your loc retwist, if you're not the one who wants to sit under the dryer a long time, then I don't know what to tell you, but you're going to get a buildup of odors, of bacteria and germs and stuff, and they're going to cause odors. And that's why sometimes the locs can have an odor. So you always want to make sure that you sit under the dryer and let your locs completely dry. Let them dry all the way, whether it takes 1.5 hours or 2 hours for your locs to dry. It's well worth it because, like I said, they're going to soak up everything. Like when you get them shampooed, they're going to soak up everything. So when you came in and you got your 2-strand twist, which is just 2 strands of hair twisted around each other. Those didn't take as long to dry because locks are locked up pieces of hair. They're locked up, and so the heat has to penetrate through the inside of the lock. And so when you get your shampoo and lock retwist, that's why sometimes the moisture is still on the inside of the lock. You have to let that completely dry so that it won't build up mold and mildew, which will then start to cause odors. And so that's one thing about locks that I feel like I've had clients who may have gotten a lock retwist and shampoo and retwist, and they really didn't want to sit under the dryer long enough. And even though I'm explaining to them and I'm educating them, they just don't want to sit under the dryer. So I just let people know, whenever you have locks, you got to bear that in mind. You got to sit under the dryer. It's just like when people come in and they get their hair braided like box braids or knotless. You already have in your mind, okay, I'm going to be sitting in the chair for a while. It's the same with locks, If you're not someone who likes to sit under the chair, under the dryer in a chair, locks may not be for you. But you definitely have to sit under there until they completely dry. Or otherwise, again, you're going to build up that mold, that mildew, and that's going to pick up odors. And then after a while, you're not even going to smell the odor because you're going to become immune to the odor. You're not going to even smell it anymore, but other people may smell that odor in your hair. So you want to do that lock detox maybe like every 3 to 4 months. That's just what I suggest. Steam hydration too is great for the hair, for locks. It's great for any kind of hair, whether you have color treated hair, relaxed hair, natural hair, locks, no matter how you wear your hair, steam hydration is the bomb, is everything. So if you have locks, I would recommend that you get a steam hydration maybe once every 2 months, get a steam hydration. That'll help your scalp as well, because you don't want to develop scalp issues or whatever like that. So if you have anything like eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or anything like that, or if you just have a bad, flaky, dry scalp, steam hydration will get rid of all that. Steam hydration will also add the moisture to your locks that you need. So steam hydration, I recommend that maybe like every 2 months, even if you have the locks as mentioned. And so you want to find somebody who's very well educated to do your locks. Some people who specialize in locks, they call themselves a loctician, but pretty much some natural hairstylists, or most of them do locks, the lock styling. You just want to be careful when you're getting your lock style that your locks are not pulled too much. Because if they are pulled too tightly to do the styles and stuff, they will start to pull your hair out, and then you'll have a lock that may fall out. So you want to be cognizant of that. Be very cautious, because at the end of the day, it's still hair, and you don't want your hair to be coming out. So yeah, that's another thing with locks. And then, the products that you use, you want to read the ingredients. Some people make their own. Some use shea butter and stuff like that. Some use coconut oils. Any kind of natural type of oil or natural product is going to, your hair and your scalp is going to absorb it. So that's always great for the hair. Even with locks, very, very, very good for the hair. So when you do your retwist or get your retwist done, you want to make sure that you go to someone that has experience. That's up to you whether you have a licensed stylist or not to do your locks. For me, on my channel, I always recommend having a licensed stylist, because if something doesn't go well or something don't go right, you have no recourse, because you already knew in advance that the person was not licensed. And then you have to do your due diligence to find out if the person is licensed or not. You can ask he or she, or in the state of Georgia where I live, we're always required to hang the licensure. It has to be somewhere, either on a station, on a wall. It has to be visible to the client. So if you don't see it anywhere, or you're not sure, most stylists who are licensed, they have it on their social media pages. Because if they don't, to me, that's unwise, because you want to stand out from the pack. So a lot of people are not licensed who are in the hair industry. So for me, if you go to my Instagram pages or to my website, I'm going to have on there that I'm a licensed stylist, so that you can know, so that you can be a wise consumer. Not saying I'm better than anybody else, just saying that I am licensed. And I do want to make sure that the client or potential client know that I am a licensed professional. So anyway, with the locks too, as I said, when you style them or have them styled, you don't want it to be too tight or anything like that. Wearing your lock styles is a great way to have them last for longer and look neater longer. Having them hanging down, that's a whole other look too. There's a variety of different locks, and then I'm gonna get into the starter locks on my next. I keep wanting to talk about that. So anyway, that's my main thing that I like to tell people with locks, or clients with locks. Just make sure when you get them done at a salon, whether you get them shampooed, steamed, or anything like that, and retwist it, you always want them to completely dry, because if you don't, you're going to get all this buildup in your hair, because the inside of the lock will be still having dampness and moisture in there. And we know anything that's damp or moist will start to have bacteria, and then it will start to have an odor. So you don't want that at all. And the best way, if you do get an odor, or if you have one currently, while you're watching my video, the best way to get rid of that is just to do a detox, on your locks. That's the best way to do it, because that detox, when you do that ACV, apple cider vinegar, is going to go into the inside and the core of your locks, and it's going to strip all of that stuff out. It's going to kill that bacteria. It's going to kill the germs and the moisture, and it's going to help to that's what's going to be extracting that odor out of your hair. And please don't forget to look at this other video that I have on the essential oils, because that can help you as well. That can help kind of deodorize your hair and help get get your locks smelling good and keeping them healthy as well. And so as far as I mentioned, a negative connotation with locks, how far back do locks go? I'm going to be popping some information. In my videos, a lot of times I do research, and I like to pop information up on the screen, because to me it's easier sometimes to see the information on the screen. That way you can rewind and reread it. So I'm going to drop some information on the screen as well, as far as like how locks started, where they came from, how they originated, that kind of stuff. The ACV information, how to do the detox. I'm going to drop a brief thing in there about that. So again, I just wanted to come on here like really briefly. I try to keep my videos 20 minutes or less, and just talk really briefly about locks. So as far as a negative connotation with locks, it just depends on where you work. If you work somewhere very conservative, and sometimes people look at things differently when they don't know much about it. So I think it's just sometimes a lack of education, with some people may not really know what locks are. But I just recommend that if you do have locks, you get them, you go in and get your service shampoo retwist, maybe like every 2 months, because by that time you're going to have a good amount of new growth. And then, as I mentioned, get your steam hydration them out every 2 or 3 months. use your essential oils, do your detoxing, keep your locks healthy, keep your locks odor free, and keep your locks healthy. And that's all I have for you today on the locks. I'm going to talk more about the starter locks in my next video, and going to drop some information down below and on the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll comment, like, and share, and definitely hope that you will subscribe. See you on my next video. Thanks for watching.